Good morning, Professor. I realized this morning that I hadn't sent you a video of my writing exercises, the try this, and this might get no points, and I understand that because it's late. It just really slipped my mind, and I apologize. I did do it. Um, I believe that you had asked for us to read a little bit of what we had wrote. So off of this is the I am thinking of, or I remember. I remember the smell of the wind-kissed sheets, the feeling of the clean night dress you had put on me. I remember the sorrow, the uncertainty, and the loneliness, the feel of the wood headboard on my cheek as I nestled my head in the nook, in an effort to get closer to the open window. The smell of the roses and the zap of the bug killer. I remember the feeling of the hot, wet tears sliding down my face. Where were you? Did you miss us as much as I missed you? The aching feeling of my heart breaking into a million pieces. And this is the reverse of that. I don't remember everything. There are things in life that are hard to hold on to. The sound of their voices and the feel of their hugs. When she moved for the first time, what was everything I got every Christmas? The feeling of confidence that you can handle anything and be okay. Another I'm thinking of, what would my life be like without my children? Is my house clean enough? Are we clean enough? Do we have enough food? Are we acceptable? Why does she get to judge us? Why does she have all the power and we have none? I'm thinking of the nurse who told me that all my child needs is to be loved and the rest will follow. So it's something that I guess I kind of wanted to write about, and I'm still working on finishing. Those two perfect lines that makes my heart stop and then try to run a marathon in excitement. I was so high on adrenaline I was trembling. I called out to my boyfriend to come and see me. He comes up the stairs looking at me quizzically. I silently hold up the pregnancy test. I watch his eyes widen in surprise as my mouth forms a beautiful smile of happiness. And as you can see, I'm still working on it. She wanted us to write something that was important to us and that would take a little bit of time to actually finish. Oops, here. Sorry. I had an early shift at work. I worked for Amazon at the time doing remote customer service. My husband was watching the kids. I had to pee. I put on my away button and took a 15-minute break. Kids were eating breakfast and watching cartoons. My husband looked like he was trying to wake up. He asked me what was up until he saw where I was headed and just waved at me. At 16 weeks pregnant with our fourth child, I had to pee a lot. I sat down and did my business. I was about to stand up when, for whatever reason, I looked in the trash bin. I really liked the I Remembers. One, I had the whole cliche of things of like doing it and remembering things that I hadn't realized I forgot. Also, it does really help to get my brain started on stories and other things going. So this was one of my favorite exercises. The world is sad. I'm sad and tired. My husband is annoying. The way he lays with his body flung sideways. The ears flapped back. His black, gray, and red spotted fur looking silky soft and so petable. I hear the fan soothing with the rhythmic whir of the blades. The constant in our life that gives it balance. The sun setting and rising. Books have a beginning and an end. My son cuddled on top of me. Captain Crunch breath blowing in my face with a hint of baby scent still lingering, even though he turned 4 last week. I savor the feel and smell of him. A Facebook post echoing in my head that we never know when the last time will be. I take time to kiss him, hug him, and ruffle his baby hair. This is from page 79. I want to write about myself in an inspirational way. I want to write about how hard motherhood is and how much it changes you, but include the wonder and the awe. I want to write about autism and how it has affected my life. I want to write a sci-fi romance story that will blow your socks off. I want to write about an intense climactic battle scene that is followed by a raw, passionate sex scene between the possessive but tender alien lover and the feisty heroine. The ending has to be happy and tender. You want to hope that this is a series, and you can't wait to jump into the next book. I know, Jojo. Hang on, baby. Yep, Mama's almost done. This is from page 47. What I did last summer. Ever since I had the kids, summers are more or less the same. I always end up wishing we had more money so that we could do more things with the kids. One or more of the kids end up in summer school. Kimmy, my autistic daughter, goes to ABA full-time even in the summer. So I have to get up at 7 a.m. every day. I have my gardening, so I'm either watering or weeding. I have classes, so homework every day. Let's see. Yeah. This is the page 96, home. My home now is filled with love and laughter. My children are safe and uplifted. I am safe and protected. It is everything I wish I had when I was growing up. The outside is normal, but I swear to me the inside glows. It beckons anyone who needs a safe place. You can settle in and watch life go round. I sit on my porch and inhale the fresh grass, and I know it's okay to exhale. My home has love and laughter. That was the pre-writing. This was another I remember. They're a little spread out because I didn't realize that you had expected multiple pages of it. And so this was another one I had did. I remember the musty smell of the tent, of sleeping in because there were no expectations or rules. The feel of petals roughly massaging my bare feet as I ride fiercely towards the lake, the hot feel of the sand like burning coals and the icy relief from the water. The hope that this day would never end. We would go on eating blackened hot dogs, hanging up our damp towels and swimsuits. The divine smoky smell of the fire as the flames memorized you. They would pull you in so deeply nothing else existed. By nightfall you could feel how heavy your body was. The melty chewiness of the marshmallow as the chocolate gushed down your chin and your teeth ground down the crumbs of graham cracker. This was the life. This was the dreams. Try this. I really like this one. As a general rule, I don't like to focus on my dreams because they are usually nightmares. In the case of my dream last night, the dream was not a nightmare, so I decided to record it. For some reason, my grandma had 2 houses, and she stopped going to one when she started taking care of my brothers and I. She loved this house. It was filled with her favorite things. When we grew up, she moved back into that house. We didn't visit very much. We were only there because because she was dying and had made a request. I was very sad. I kept walking throughout the house. I didn't want to focus on her. Focusing on her meant it was real. Wasn't a nightmare. Obviously, it wasn't a very happy dream either, which is kind of typical, unfortunately, for my situation. Okay. This was the try this where you did an activity and then you tried writing. So the activity I did, I crocheted first and now I'm here. I'm tired today. It's pretty warm out. I spent some time at Home Depot in the child's greenhouse and nursery with my mother-in-law. I spent some time planting in the garden. Warmer months makes me tired. I try working out. People say that if you exercise, it increases your energy, but I'm just tired. I have learned how to slow down. Connor? I didn't try to plant 9 garden beds in a day. I figure if I go out, water, and do some planting, it's a big win. Especially since there's always a million chores inside the house. What will I miss when I die? An all-encompassing answer would be everything. Watching snowfall from an early morning sky as I sip on my hot cup of coffee while listening to the dogs snore. The moment when winter gives way to spring and everything becomes such a startling green that you feel your eyes dilate in pleasure. The feel of the hot sand under my feet as I listen to my children play in the water. My children's hugs and signs of affections. Hot, gooey cheese on pizza. The feel of starting a new project, deciding what's going to be what yarn do I want. Life, I think I would miss life the most when I die. As I've gotten older, the rhythm of life has become, to some extent, soothing and reassuring. Things come and go, we live and we die. I won't miss how tired I am every day, how helpless I have felt in this life. I won't miss the tears or the loneliness, the worry, stress, and anxiety are all things I won't miss. I remember so many things. The thing about my past is that the terrible and the great are intertwined. I almost wish I forget all of it. I know I can't, so I shall try to share some of the good things I remember. When I was little and we had just started living at Grandma's house, there were ladies in the neighborhood that doted on us. They were the neighborhood grannies. We would stop by to say hi, and they gave us various things. Great Grandma Toner would give us peanuts, Grandma Brown soda or juice, Grandma Lena usually had candy, and Grandma Goldie had these popsicles in the plastic tube. It was great. I remember one winter sitting on the small side porch and making mini snowmans. I remember it being night and snow was falling. I tilted my head back and just watched the snow fall from the light of the porch. I remember thinking it was so beautiful as I let myself fall into the snow. My brothers and I had made a snow tunnel, an igloo, and a fort all in one day. Shortly after my descent, my grandma called us in for cocoa and PJs. Everything I know about death. Death is when everything changes. The person has made an impact on you, then you are changed. When they are close to you, it wreaks devastation like a forest fire with no water. It hurts so bad to be 22 and so lost without them. You wish on a nightly basis that you can go to sleep and not wake up. I know death hits everyone differently. I know death feels cold and stiff. Waking daydreams I am. I'm wondering what is the purpose of this exercise. I'm beautiful, I'm ugly, I'm smart, I'm stupid, I'm wounded. I am a tall giant walk in the woods. When I see a shiny foot peeking out of the bottom of a bush. I am a fairy who wonders if magic will come back to the mortal realm. What do you do for everyone? I cook food for my family. I wash their clothes. I feed our pets. I provide love, comfort, sympathy, empathy to my family. I donate food and clothes to the community. This is harder than I figured it would be. Maybe I don't do that much for people. I'm a mom to 5 children. I love them. They leave me drained most of the time. I don't care that they drain me. I want them with me forever. I buy them craft supplies. I plan vacations and activities to do through the summer. I set up the pool for the family to enjoy. I plan and do the kids' birthday parties. I keep track of the bills and do all the shopping. I go to therapy for them as well as myself. I am funny, so I guess I give laughs. something you loved as a kid. When I read this Try Me exercise, I was so excited. What came to mind for me was reading. It was 5th grade, and my teacher started reading to us after recess. The first book she read to us was Matilda. Initially, I'm groaning at this idea. It's going to be boring. I'm going to absolutely hate this. Boom. Magic happened. I started listening, and by the 3rd day, I was begging Dad to take me to the library to borrow the book. I started following along with the teacher. Time started to slip away, and I would wish she would read one more chapter. My love of reading exploded. List of what pleases me for myself, not for anybody else, but the things I do because I want to do them. Books, gardening, crochet, quilting, knitting, writing, cooking, baking, nature walks, homesteading, pastries, good coffee, felting, swimming, water. I was 12 years old, and it was summer break. I was up late watching a baseball game with my grandma. The windows were open. I could hear the chirp of insects and the buzz of the electric bug killer. I could smell her rose garden. Well, I guess I must have started to feel sleepy because I found myself watching her crochet. It was so soothing and memorizing. Thus, my interest in crochet started. Write about a road trip. Oh, Lord. We remember this so greatly. I do. Kind of, I guess, impactful, but more like, I was tired. I was very pregnant. And we moved. It was a road trip, but it was also moving. My husband was in the military. So it's end of May 2016. We are moving from Alaska to Arizona. I'm 36 weeks pregnant with our 3rd child. I want to fly, but he says that's boring. My husband's idea was to drive through Canada and then down to Arizona. Thank God the doctor said no, or otherwise we probably would have had a Canadian for a baby. I am secretly cheering until I found out some stooge told my husband about a ferry we could take to Washington. We were on that boat for almost 2 weeks. I was so sick I wanted to die. The girls had a blast, though, so there's that. We also did get to see some dolphins and a pod of orcas. Washington was gorgeous, all lush and green with huge trees. Oh, and that was my last one. I know, I don't know if anyone else does this, but I really enjoyed the book. I genuinely mean that. I have purchased some more of her books. I really like the way that she approaches things. And so I am starting a list of favorite words. So far I have cucumber, chuntering, which I got from this mystery book called Aunt Dimity and the Widow's Curse. Very fun. And this morning, calm. I hope to continue with this, and I plan on rewriting the book and continuing with the exercises. So I do appreciate the exposure that you gave me with Natalie Goldberg. And, well, if you listen to this, I thank you.